we go. Hey there everybody, it's the Nasty One here again, and welcome back to the next episode of the Freebooters franchise here in year number 5. Last episode, we hit 4 home runs off of Hot Corner's ace Auguste Hoke and cruised to victory rather easily 7-1, giving us our 10th win of the season, tying franchise record for most wins in the season, and putting us 1 win away over the Wild Pigs from clinching the division. In our final regular season matchup against the Pigs, we're going to send rookie Pat Griffin to the hill. He's 3-0 with a 1.19 ERA and a 1.01 WHIP. He's also locked in coming into the start, and coming on the mound for the Wild Pigs is veteran Durbin Holmes, who is 2-0 with a 3.86 ERA and a 1.41 WHIP. Looking at the season series against the Wild Pigs, we have split with them this year. We lost the first matchup 12-7, won the next one 10-5, and we're looking to win the season series here in this matchup, and likewise clinch the division, which would be nice. Here's the lineup for today's game. It's going to be third baseman Christopher Woody leading off once again. Catcher Everett Ho back in the lineup. Then batting third is first baseman Stump Pitts, who's on fire. He had 2 home runs last episode. Then it's center fielder Nico Jennings, who also homered last episode. Shortstop Hesta Reliable. Right fielder Dominic Burnside. DH Bad Hop Brown, who I believe also homered. Left fielder Martin Polbean, and then batting ninth, second baseman, Cole Salmon. He's in center field, we got problems. He's back in the lineup for Electro, as he had the game off last episode as well. Let's jump into the action here and have some fun. Going for the division this episode, folks. We're on the road again against the Wild Pigs. Second time this year, I believe we have faced Durbin Holmes. He was the pitcher in the first matchup against the Wild Pigs this year, which they won. Unfortunately, he did not last long enough in the start to earn the win. Alright, let's see if we can clinch the division this episode. Wild Pigs lineup not looking so hot at the current moment. Some of them are hitting well, others not so much. Jump into the action here. Woody helping Pitts do a first against Holmes here to start the game. Woody leading off, third baseman hitting .410 with 6 RBIs on the year. Here's a look at Holmes' numbers on the year. In his 3 starts, Holmes is 2-0 with a 3.86 ERA and a 1.41 WHIP. He's given up 7 earned runs in 16 1/3 innings pitched, which is just over 5 1/3 innings a start. 18 hits given up, 4 of them home runs. He's hit a batter, walked 5, and struck out 6, batting average against .277. The one start he did not get a win this year was against us. Alright, we're ready. Woody's ready. Let's do it. Two on the count here to Christopher. Fastball up, ground to the first base line. Fielded cleanly by Candela, who takes it to the bag. 1 down. And now to bring up catcher Everett Ho. Had the game off last episode. Hitting .349, 1 homer, 7 RBIs on the year. Ho has outside pitch active here. So he's got that 1-1 count on him. Throwing all inside here to start. Good plan of attack against Ho. Change up over the plate is skied to center. Easy catch for Bolter in center. 2 down. Then to bring up Stump Pitts, the first baseman, is on fire. Homered twice last episode, hitting .556 on the year. 5 homers, 10 RBIs. Ooh, good fastball, caught the corner. Change it below the knees, ground to the first. Easy play for Candela, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Holmes here, as he's got a clean first. Bottom 1, Kaufman, Hicks, and Michaels due up against rookie Pat Griffin, as he'll be on the hill for us. Second baseman Kitty Kaufman leads off for the Wild Pigs, hitting .266, 6 RBIs on the year. Here's a look at Griffin's numbers on the year. Pat has won all 3 of his starts this season. He has got a 1.19 ERA and a 1.01 WHIP. He's given up 3 earned runs in 22 2/3 innings, which is an average of over 7 1/3 innings a start. 19 hits given up, 3 of them homers. He's thrown 1 complete game, which was a shutout. That was last start, which is why he's locked in. He's walked 4 batters and struck out 22. Batting average against .226 on the year is the best on the entire team. So definitely a leader for the Rookie of the Year candidate, in the pitching category at least. Ball inside to Kaufman, as here's the lineup for the Wild Pigs. After Kaufman, it's DH Darcy Hicks, who is tense. Shortstop Luke Michaels. Third baseman Rhonda Horn, who is locked in. Left fielder Jack Cracker, who is tense. Center fielder Volt Bolter, who is locked in. First baseman Andre Candela. Right fielder Flash Evans, who is tense. And catcher Gauze Muddy Water. 1-0 pitch from Griffin is also outside this time, 2-0. Griffin evens it up at a 2-2 count as tough out activates for Kaufman. Throw down in the way, grounded softly to short, barehanded by Reliable. In time, 1 down. Brings up Hicks. DH is tense, hitting a $196 with 8 RBIs on the year. Ooh, swung through that fastball late, 1-1. Chase the curveball low, 1-2. Seamer up and away, swung through it, strike 3. First punch out today for Griffin, his 23rd on the year. Gonna bring up Michaels, the shortstop, hitting .302, 1 homer, 2 RBIs. Hard grounder at the middle as he timed the changeup correctly, and that's the base hit for Michaels. First hit today for either club. Keeps getting alive with 2 down here. For Rhonda Horn, the third baseman, who's locked in, hitting .278 with a homer, 12 RBIs on the season. Pick off first, nothing doing. Pick off the first, runner was going, it's low, Pitts hurries to get it to second, but it's still a stolen base from Michaels, as the bad throw from Griffin allows him to reach second base. Michaels' 6th attempt to steal on the year, he's 6 for 6. Liner to left field, Polbean retreating, makes the catch, and that retires the Horn for the 3rd out as we strand the runner at second. To the second, Jennings, Reliable, and Burnside go up against Holmes. Here's Jennings, the center fielder, hitting .534, 5 homers, 18 RBIs. Homer hit a homer last episode against the Hot Corners. Fastball at the knees, line to right center field. That's a base hit for Jennings. First hit today for the Freebooters. Leadoff man on here in the second. Bring up Reliable, the shortstop, hitting .390, 8 homers, 31 RBIs on the year. Has power versus right-hander and low pitch active here. Pitch out, nothing doing as the runner was not running. Inside heater miss in there for a strike, 1-1. Change up inside, 2-1. Pick off to first as they knew I was going on the 4th pitch, and that will be Jennings thrown out trying to steal. For Nico, that is his 3rd attempt of the year. He's now 1 for 2. 3-1 the count to Reliable. And that's a 5-pitch walk as Hesta will take his base. First walk today for Holmes. That'll put a runner on at first for Burnside. Right fielder hitting .422 on the year, 7 RBIs, batting 6th today in right field. Has contact versus right-hander active. Change up the letters for a strike, 0-1. High heater misses, 1-1. Fastball up, line down the right field line, looking for the corner. Running it down is Evans, though, and that's the 2nd out. Brings up the 7-hitter, DH Bad Hop Brown, who homered last game as well. Hitting .434 on the year, 2 homers, 10 RBIs on the season. Strike the letters, 0-1. Curveball bounces, 1-1. Your way, 2-1. Slider away, 3-1. Fastball inside, skied to left center field. This is going to be a tough play. Bolter called off by Cracker. Left fielder makes the catch, and that ends the inning. 1 hit for the Freebooters along with a walk, but a stolen base attempt that failed, and failure to hit keeps us scoreless. Bottom 2, Cracker, Bolter, and Candela do up against Griffin. There's Jack Cracker, the left fielder, tense right now, hitting .276. 1 homer, 5 RBIs on the season. The count as Cracker works the count here against Griffin. And he got a 4-pitch walk, as that's the first walk today for Griffin. Alright, first, and then we'll bring up Bolter, the center fielder, who's locked in, hitting .395, 4 homers, 9 RBIs on the season. One pitch from Griffin. Change up hard, rip up the middle, and that's a base hit for Bolter. First two batters on here in the inning for the Wild Pigs as they're in business here. Here's Candela, the first baseman, hitting .302, 2 homers, 9 RBIs on the season. Two-seamer at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Change up and is inside, missing from Griffin, 1-1. Fastball down, 2-1. Ball down in the ways outside, missing the corner, 3-1. Fastball down and then breaks Candela's bat, but he fouls it off, full count. Change up is pulled foul into the seats, full count. Two-seamer down in the way, fouled off again. Candela stays alive. Fastball middle in, grounded to third. Woody there, taps the bag one, fires to first, double play. Runner at second with 2 down now, and here's Evans, the right fielder. Flash is tense right now, hitting .268. 1 homer, 5 RBIs on the year. Ooh, good pitch at the knees on the curve, 1-1. Swung through a two-seamer, 1-2. Fastball from away, swung through it, strike 3, chased it high, second punch out for Griffin. He gets out of the inning, stranding another runner to the third. Double play keeps us scoreless. Still nothing. Polbean, Salmon, and Woody do up against Holmes. Here's Polbean, the left fielder, hitting .306, 3 RBIs on the season. Leads off with a fastball below the knees, 1-0. Change-up caught the knees, 1-1. Slider at the knees, line to left center, that's a base hit, and that's going to get to the gap and all the way to the wall as Polbean will have extra bases here to start the inning. Lead-off double for the second-year left fielder. Puts him in scoring position for Salmon. Second baseman had the game off last episode as he was fixing his mojo. Now hitting .373, 1 homer, 4 RBIs on the season. Change-up inside, misses, ball 1. Curveball down and in, grounded to second. This will advance the runner. Coffin makes the play on the fielder's choice, 1 down. It's Polbean at third for Woody, who's 0 for 1 today. Christopher grounded out to first base his first time up as the infield's in. Oh no, they're not. They're playing normal. Interesting. 0-2 the count as Holmes gets ahead of Woody. Curveball down, grounded to second. This will score the run as Coffin goes to first on the fielder's choice. RBI for Woody on the ground out. 1-0, Freebooters lead, and that'll bring up Ho, 2 down, and nobody on base. 0 for 1 today with a fly out. Fastball at the knees, grounded up the middle, and that's a base hit. Ho's got his first hit today. He's 1 for 2. That would keep the inning alive for Pitts. Pitts grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Hanging curveball. Pitts gets under it. Deep right center field. I don't think he got all of it. Bolter there at the warning track calling for it. Makes the catch, and that does end the inning as he just missed that hanging breaking ball from Holmes. Still, Freebooters have a 1-0 lead thanks to an RBI ground out from Woody. 1-0 to score at the bottom of the third. Muddy Water, Kaufman, and Hicks do up against Griffin. Here's Muddy Water, the catcher, hitting .233, 1 homer, 8 RBIs on the year. Batting in the 9 hole today for the Wild Pigs. Oh, 2 pitch coming from Griffin. Breaks the bat of Muddy Water as it's grounded to the mound. Griffin the first in time, 1 down. Gonna bring up Kaufman 0 for 1. Art grounded the third. Woody there for it on the backhand. Makes the play. 2 down. Brings up Hicks 0 for 1 today. Grounded out. I believe did he ground out his first time up? I forgot. Oh well. Oh, and 2 the count. Zooming down in the way, line to first, right at Pitts, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Griffin as he gets through it cleanly to the fourth. We still have a 1-0 lead. Jennings reliable, and Burnside to up against Holmes. There's Jennings, singled his first time up, then was thrown out trying to steal second base. Really, he was picked off. Fastball up and in on the 1-0 pitch, grounded right to Michaels on the 1 hopper. He'll make the play, 1 down. I'll bring up reliable, walked his first time up. No official at bat today. Slider at the knees, ripped hard to first, but Candela right there for it. 2 down. I'll bring up Burnside 0 for 1. Flew out to right field his first time up. Good curveball from Holmes, 1-1. Slider middle in, line to left field, but it's right at Cracker, who runs it down, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom 4, still 1-0. Michaels, Horn, and Cracker do up against Griffin. Michaels, 1 for 1 today with a single. Fouled off, 0-2. Curveball down and in, chases it in the dirt. Strike 3 swinging. Third punch out today for Griffin as Ho makes the throw to first in time. 1 down. Brings up Horn 0 for 1. Three 1 the count as Griffin falls behind here. Curveball away, grounded hard at the middle. Reliable cuts it off with a nice dive. He fires just late. It's an infield single for Horn, who hustles. Gonna bring up Cracker, who walked his first time up. No at bat yet for him today. Fastball away, line dead center field. Jennings giving chase. Dives and makes a nice catch. Good job, Nico. That's why you're one of our better fielders. 2 down. Saved extra bases and probably a run with the way Rondo runs. Now to bring up Bolter, 1 for 1 with a single. Change it down and in, ground to the second, right at Salmon. He'll make the play, and that ends the inning as Griffin strands his third runner today. To the fifth, it's 1-0 still. Brown, Polbean, and Salmon go up against Holmes. There's Bad Hot Brown, 0 for 1 today. Flew out his first time up. Holmes now locked in. Fastball to letters, hitting the hole, past both diving infielders into right field. Base hit for Brown. He's now 1 for 2. Fourth hit today for the Freebooters, and that brings up Polbean. 1 for 1 today, doubled his first time up and scored a run. Curveball hangs, middle in, line at the left field. It's another base hit. Second hit for Polbean, he's 2 for 2. First and second, none down here as the Freebooters have something cooking. Here's Salmon. 0 for 1 today, grounded out to second base his first time up. Fastball down the middle. Bold pitch from Holmes. Good thing I wasn't swinging. Quickly ahead 0-2. Let's see how he does this. Change up away, bloop down the right field line. Candela there for it, and makes the catch on the dirt. Brings up Woody, 0 for 2 today. RBI ground out his last time up the second base. Good take it. That was high. 1-0. Strike at the letters. 1-1. Fastball on sideline to short, right at Michaels for the second out. Holmes locked in again. Is that to bring up Ho? 1 for 2 today with a single. Last time at the plate. Curveball at the knees, driven deep, right center field, looking to get over Bolter's head. And he drops it. Normally a sure-handed outfielder, Bolter drops the ball as both runners are going to try and score, and they will. It's a 2-run error by Bolter. And it's 3-0 Freebooters. What is... And Bolter is now down the neutral mojo after that. His fielding is very good. What is it at? Yeah, Bolter's... Oh, he's only a 69. Well, shit. He was locked in, so that would boost it up over 70, so he's normally very sure-handed. Normally he doesn't make those kinds of mistakes. Alright. Well, it's a 2-run error, and that puts Ho at second base with 2 down for Pitts. Good curveball at the knees, 0-1. 0-2 the count as Tough Out activates for Pitts. Curveball bounces, 1-2. Fastball up, looped into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third and trying to score is going to be Ho. Here's the throw from Cracker. Just laid RBI single for Pitts. 4-0 the score. Now to bring up Jennings. 1 for 2 today with the single. Holmes no longer locked in. Change up low. Ball 1. Fastball at the knees. Driven deep. Left center field. But Cracker runs it down. And that ends the inning. But that error by Bolter is costly as 3 runs score out of it total. And that makes it a 4-0 Freebooters lead to the bottom of the 5th. Candela, Evans, and Muddy Water due up against Griffin. Candela 0 for 1 today. Ball down and in, fouled off 0-1. Candela hit into an unconventional 5-3 double plays last time up. Woody tapped third base and then fired to first. One and 2 the count here to Candela. Change it down in the way. Pulled foul out of play. 1-2. You see me down and in is fouled off. Still 1-2. Pulled off and away. Blooper to second. 1 hopper. Salmon makes the stop. 1 down. We'll bring up Evans 0 for 1 today. Fastball down, swung over it, 0-1. Swung through a curveball, 0-2. See him up and in, inside, 1-2. Change it down and in, almost hits Evans. Fastball up and away, full count. Fastball away, fools him as it's called, strike 3. 4th punch out for Griffin today, 2 down in the inning, and that'll bring up Muddy Water. Broken back ground out to the pitcher her last time up. One and 2 the count. Down in the way, swung through it, strike 3. 2nd punch out of the inning for Griffin, 5th today, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 for Pat. To the 6th, still 4-0. Reliable, Burnside and Brown do up against Holmes. Reliable 0 for 1 today with a walk. Curveball at the knees, ripped to right field, but it's right at Evans who makes the catch. 1 down. Going to bring up Burnside 0 for 2 today, intense, as he flew out his last time up. Liner to first, right at Candela, makes the catch. 2 down. Brings up Brown 1 for 2 with the single today. Reached base on the single the last time up. Change up in the dirt, ball 1. Right line down the left field line, but foul as he's early on the changeup. 1-1. It's that slider, 1-2-1. Fastball up was chased and fouled off. 2-2 as Whiffer will activate here for Brown, reducing his contact rating. Fastball up hard, 1 hopper to second, but Kaufman fields it cleanly, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 for Holmes. Bottom 6, Kaufman, Hicks, and Michaels do up against Griffin. It's his 3rd time through the lineup here. Kaufman 0 for 2 today. Whoo, way out in front as he's on fire now. Two and 1. Down in the way, lined at the middle. Reliable dives and knocks it down, but that's going to be an infield single for Kaufman, who runs very well. She's 1 for 3. Leadoff woman on, and that'll bring up Hicks 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Swung through a curveball, 1-2. Fastball down and in, bloop to short. Reliable Leafs can't get there, and that's a base hit. Kaufman was running on the hit and run, and that'll get her to third. First and third now with none down. Best chance for the Wild Pigs to score today is Michael's up. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Struck out swinging his last time up. Ball down is low, ball 1. Fastball inside, fouled off. 1-1. Seamer down and in, swung through it, 1-2. Away, chased outside but fouled off as Michael stays alive. Fastball down and away, fouled off again. Griffin over 80 pitches already on the contest. Couple up and in, high, 2-2. Seamer down and in, lined up the middle, base hit from Michaels, and that will score the first run today for the Wild Pigs as Kaufman walks in from third. 4-1 the score. Going to bring up Horn, 1 for 2 today with a single as Griffin's no longer locked in. Fastball down and away is a called strike, 0-1. Down and away, check swing again, 0-2. Fastball down and away is outside, 1-2. Seamer up and in, fouled off again. Horn stays alive. Curveball inside, line to first. Pitts can't leap there in time. It's into the corner, past Burnside's glove, and that's going to get at least another run in. Throw coming in, it's a double for Horn, and it's now a 4-2 game. Tying run at second, and that'll bring up Cracker, 0 for 1 with a walk. Fastball down from Griffin, ball 1. Ball down and in, caught a strike, 1-1. 2-seamer away, Cracker got a hold of it, deep left center. Did he get enough? Yes, he did. It is gone. 3-run homer for Jack Cracker, his second of the season, and that makes it a 5-4 game as the Wild Pigs take the lead with one big inning. Gonna bring up Bolter, 1 for 2 with a single as Griffin's done here after 5+ innings. He's the 5 earned runs on 8 hits with 1 walk. That big 3-run homer is gonna be the killer. He will not be going perfect 4-0 this year. Coming out of the bullpen is going to be right-hander Rohan Sherman. Second-year reliever, has no record, a 9 ERA and a 1.57 WHIP. In his 5 appearances, he's given up 7 earned runs in 7 innings pitched, 10 hits surrendered, 1 homer, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Batting average against .323. First pitch to Bolter, who made the error 2 innings ago. Gave up 3 of our 4 runs. Bolter shows bunt, pulls it back. 2-2 count now as K-Dot activates for Sherman and tough out for Bolter. Down and away is low, full count. Fastball down and in, swung through it, strike 3, chased it inside. First punch out for Sherman, 1 down. Brings out Candela, 0 for 2. Ball down and away, check swing low, 1-0. Fastball up and in, line to second. 1 hopper to Salmon, who fields it cleanly. 2 down. I'll bring up Evans, 0 for 2 today. Fastball down in the way, swung over it, 0-1. Change up and in, way out in front of it, 0-2. Get it back for Sherman again. Curveball down and in, chased it in the dirt, strike 3. Second punch out for Sherman as he gets 1, 2, 3. Down in order after he comes out of the bullpen. The Wild Pigs bust out for 5 runs off of Griffin as they take the lead 5-4 thanks to a big 3-run homer from Jack Cracker. To the 7th, we're down by 1. Polbean, Salmon, and Woody do up against Holmes. Polbean 2 for 2 today. He's doubled and singled as Holmes is locked in again after the 1-2-3 inning last inning. On the count to Polbean. Curveball inside, he pops it up as he got under it. Holmes off the mound to his right, makes the catch, 1 down. Brings up Salmon, who's 0 for 2 today. Change up down and in low, ball 1. Slider high from Holmes, 2-0. Fastball away, caught the zone, 2-1. Fastball up and in, lined up the middle, base hit for Sam, and his first hit today. He's 1 for 3. 7th hit today for the Freebooters, puts a runner on with 1 down for Woody. 0 for 3 today with an RBI on a ground out, but he is 10th right now. Fastball down and in, caught the zone. 0-1. Good pitch from Holmes. Changeup hangs, ripped foul by Woody. 0-2. Runner goes. Fastball is high. Throw down by Muddy Water. In time to get Salmon. Really? I thought he had her beat. Salmon's second attempt to steal this season. He's now 1 for 2. 1-2 the count to Woody with 2 down, and the base is empty. Chases the slider outside the zone. Grounded to Holmes. A 1-2-3 inning technically for Holmes. Bottom 7, still 5-4. Muddy Water, Kaufman, and Hicks do up against Sherman as we shot ourselves in the foot. Muddy Water 0 for 2 today. Fastball up and away, hit pretty well by Muddy Water in the left field corner in foul territory. Out of reach of Holbein as it's off the wall and foul. 0-1. Ball down and in, bounces 1-1. Down and away, swung over the top of it. 1-2. Fastball up and in, high, 2-2. Curveball down and away, grounded up the middle. That's base hit for Muddy Water. She'll be 1 for 3 today. Perfect slow roller that no one was going to get to. Leadoff woman on, and that'll bring up Kaufman. 1 for 3 with a single. Curveball down and away, is called a strike at the knees. 0-1. Curveball down and in is inside. 1-1. Changeup down, bounces. 2-1. Fastball up and away, called a strike. 2-2. Tough outing K-Dot activates for the respective players. Fastball up and in, fouled off by Kaufman. Changeup down and away, fouled off again. Ball down and in, bounces, full count. Fastball up and away, lined up the middle, slam and leaps. He can't get there. That's another base hit for Kaufman, who's now 2 for 4. First 2 batters on as the Wild Pigs looking to score some more runs. Here's Hicks, 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Sherman approaching the 30 pitch mark is starting to tire. 2-1 the count. 2-2 the count to Hicks. Change it down and away, fouled off again, still 2-2. Fastball down and in, inside. Good take from Hicks. Full count. Ball down and away, lined up the middle, into center, another base hit. That'll load the bases here for the Wild Pigs as Sherman has pissed it away. Here's Michaels. RBI single his last time up. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Fastball up and away, lined up the middle, and that's another base hit. 4th straight hit, and that's going to score 2 as Kaufman's not getting thrown out. 7-4 the Wild Pigs lead now as Sherman can't get out of his own way. Here's Horn, 2 for 3. RBI double her last time up. Sherman done after an inning plus as he can't do a fucking thing. Coming out of the bullpen is going to be Ariel Beefy, the right-hander. Beefy's 1-0 on the year with a 7.56 ERA and a 2.04 WHIP. In her 5 appearances, she's also given up 7 earned runs in 8 1/3 innings. 16 hits given up, 4 of them homers. She's walked 1 and struck out 8, batting average against a .390 on the year. Fastball down, ball 1. About the knees, Horn rips it foul. Thankfully, she was early. Seamer up and in, fouled off, 1-2. K-man active for Beefy here. Slider down and away, outside, 2-2. Fastball up and away, popped up behind the plate. Hoe back near the fence. Makes the first out, 1 down. Brings up Cracker, 3-run homer his last time up. He's also walked. He's got the big blow today for the Wild Pigs. Looking to do it again here and break the game open. Quickly behind 0-2 as he fouls off a couple fastballs. Up and in, fouled off. Down and in, check swing low, 1-2. Slider down, fouled off. Fastball up and in, check swing called, strike 3 on the corner. First punch out for Beefy, 2 down. Brings up Bolter, 1 for 3 with a single. Let's change it away, low. Yes, it is. When your mom brings tank in, sure. Ground out to Salmon there, and that ends the inning. Wild Pigs get 2 more runs, though, off of Sherman as they make it a 7-4 game to the 8th. Middle of the lineup do it for the Freebooters as we look to claw back. Ho, Pitts, and Jennings do up against Holmes. Here's Ho, 1 for 3 today with a single. Drove in 2 runs on an error his last time up. Unfortunately, because it was an error, it doesn't count as RBIs. Holmes locked in here. 1-1 to count to Ho. Fastball at the knees. He skies at left center field as he got under it. Catch made by Cracker, 1 down. Brings up Pitts, 1 for 3 with an RBI single today. Curveball hangs. Pitts jumps on it, hits it dead center field. Got under it though. Bolter makes the catch at the wall, 2 down. Gonna bring up Jennings, 1 for 3 with a single as Holmes is going to cruise to an easy victory here and improve to 3-0 it looks like. 1-0 the count. Change at middle of the plate, lined up the middle, past Kaufman's diving glove into the gap, right center. Bolter misplays it off the walls, Jennings going for 2. Throw in from Bolter is late, it is a double. Puts him in scoring position for Reliable, 0 for 2 with a walk. Change it down and in, lined up the middle to center, base hit. Bolter comes up throwing, we will hold Jennings to third as that's a good throw. Runners at the corners now for Burnside, 0 for 3, intense. We're going to pinch hit for Dominic. He's not hitting right now. Coming off the bench will be right fielder Lackey Luster, who's not the best hitter, but he's not tense. So, might as well give him a shot. Fastball away, called a strike, 0-1. Luster on the year, hitting .270 with 1 home run and 3 RBIs today. He represents the tying run. Change it below the knees, fouled off, 0-2. High fastball away, 1-2. Fastball down and away, bloop to second. Easy catch for Kaufman, and that ends the inning as the Freebooters cannot cash in with runners in scoring position. Bottom 3 in the lineup do it for the Wild Pigs, Candela, Evans, and Muddy Water. Candela's 0 for 3 today, intense, as Luster stays in the game in right field. Change up at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Ball down and away, called a strike, 0-2. Two-seamer up, called a ball, 1-2. Fastball down and in, grounded softly to second, right at Salmon. Makes the play, 1 down. Beefy now locked in, that brings up Evans, 0 for 3. And also tens. Slider down and away, low, ball 1. Fastball down and in, dribbled up the middle to short. Reliable charges, bare hands and fires, in time, 2 down. Now to bring up Muddy Water, 1 for 3 with a single. It's two-seamer away, outside, ball 1. Fastball down and away, called a strike, 1-1. Ball down and in, grounded up the middle softly, Salmon up, backhands and fires, in time, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 for Beefy. To the 9th, it's 7-4. We need a big rally here to stay alive. Brown, Polbean, and Salmon do up. There's Brown, 1 for 3 with a single. Fastball up, fouled off, 0-1. Got under it. Fastball away, fouled off, 0-2 as he's now tense. Holmes looking for the complete game. Inside, almost hits Brown, 1-2. Fastball down, middle in, grounded in the hole to short. Easy play for Michaels. 1 down. Brings up Polbean, 2 for 3, double and a single today. Fastball away, ball 1. Fastball down and in, grounded to short. Easy play for Michaels. 2 down. Holmes 1 out away from the complete game and the victory. Here's Salmon, 1 for 3 with a single, and they are going to take Holmes out right before he can get it. Oh, and to add insult to injury, it's ace left-hander Shady out of the bullpen. Wild Pigs really want this win to stay in the division hunt, don't they? D on the year is 3-0 with a 4.22 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP. She's appeared in 12 games, giving up 10 runs, throwing 21 in the 3rd innings, 23 hits given up, one of them a homer, Walked 4 and struck out 25, batting average against 271, and to add insult to injury on top of that, she's also locked in as she comes to face Salmon. Lefty versus lefty matchup with inside pitch for Salmon. Change up away for a strike, 0-1. Fastball middle in, fisted into left field by Salmon. That's a blooper base hit. Keeps the game alive here. Brings up Woody, 0 for 4 with an RBI. Tense today, we're going to pinch hit. Coming off the bench will be rookie first baseman and third baseman, Harsh McFreddy. He's pinch hit twice today on the season. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Third bat of the year for McFreddy. Curveball away, caught the zone, 0-1. Fastball up and in, lined up the middle, right at Kaufman, who makes the catch, and that ends the inning. And the game as the Freebooters choke it away, 7-4 the final. The wheels came off the bus in the 6th inning as Griffin was cruising along, just looking for that quality start. He had a high pitch count, left him in too long, gave up the home run to Cracker. Sherman did nothing out of the bullpen. We weren't coming back. Looking at the lineup, Woody was hitless, so was Burnside. Pinch hitters Luster and McFreddy did nothing. Hits for everyone else, though. RBIs today for Pitts and Woody. Woody on a ground out, Pitts on a single. Ho drove in 2 runs, but unfortunately they don't count because they were on an error by center fielder Volt Bolter. On the other side, everybody in the Wild Pigs lineup got hits except Candela and Evans. Cracker had the big 3-run homer. Michaels driven 3 runs on 3 singles. And Horn, 2 hits with 1 RBI on a single as well, I believe, or it might have been a double. I think it was a double. Yeah, it was the middle of their lineup that killed us. Wild Pigs with the win will stay in the division hunt, as that is our first loss in 7 games. Griffin falls 3-1 on the year as the rookie goes 5+ innings, giving up 8 hits, 5 runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts, and a home run. Sherman, inning out of the pen, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts as he's just getting killed. Beefy, 2 clean innings out of the pen, striking out a batter. On the other side, Durbin Holmes, 8 2/3 innings, got robbed of the complete game. He does get the win, though, improving to 3-0. 9 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk. And Shady gets the last out of the pen after giving up a hit. Player of the game, Jack Cracker with his 3-run homer. Blute Michaels with his 3 RBIs on 3 singles. And Durbin Holmes with his near-complete game. And that is a frustrating loss as we had all this momentum built up and then we just pissed it away just like that. Well, I can tell you one thing. Rohan Sherman's definitely not making the playoff roster. Let's sim up to our final 2 games here as we will be taking on the Moose on the road at Sakura Hills. And the Wild Pigs will play their last game after ours. So all we need to do is win 1 game of the 2 and we will clinch the division. Wildlets win 6-4, okay. Looks like they have clinched that division. Yep, they already have, yeah. Moose taking on the Hot Corners here, battle for last place. Moose rally to win 3-2 as they keep the Hot Corners below them by a game and a half now, so they improve to 6-8. Moose mathematically still have a chance to make the playoffs. Actually, no, they don't. Never mind. I lied. So the 4 playoff teams are actually set. With that win, the Wild Pigs have punched their ticket to the postseason because they have 9 wins and they will be the 4 seed. Unless they win their last game, in which case the Sawteeth will be the 4 seed. Actually, even if they lose, unless they lose by like 8 runs, they're guaranteed to be the 3 seed. Okay. So it'll be the Freebooters, Wild Pigs, Blowfish, and Sawtooth in the playoffs on our side. And on the other side, Wide Loads and Heaters will make the playoffs, as will the Crocodons. Looks like the Platypi are sitting pretty. Yes, they are going to be the 4 seed as well. So all 8 playoff teams have already been decided. It's just, are we going to win the division for the 2nd year in a row? That's all we're playing for at this point. Next episode is going to be Tusker Fuss versus veteran Joffrey Rockman as we take on the Moose in Game 15. 2-1 on the year is Fuss with a 4.95 ERA and a 1.40 WHIP. On the other side, Rockman is 2-1, 2.20 ERA with an 0.92 WHIP. Moose looking to, just try to get back to 500 to end the season. All we need to do is win once, we win the division. Looking around the league, Wild Pigs signed Kasha M in, replacing Gordon Fruitwells. They are going to make the playoffs now, so they need to beef up their roster. League of Gill goes to the Overdogs, replacing Hugo Glass. Overdogs, of course, already out of the playoffs. Auguste Jeterson off the Sandcats, replaced by Biff Noggins. They are also out of the playoffs. Burnside gets +4 fielding. That's nice. Good for him. Bigsby off the Platypi, replaced by Henry Hamsters. They're beefing up their roster. Pat Griffin +6 speed. He's a pitcher. He doesn't need speed. He needs accuracy. Button Spunterson off the Sandcats, replaced by Elijah Gobbleson. Crocodile signed Slapper Glute, replacing Brian Pickleford. Moose release former freebooter Grace Lupinovich for Keisha Moonshar as they're out of the playoffs. Sherman gets +6 junk to improve to a B+. Well, if only he started pitching like it. Grappler sign Harmony Smith, replacing Tony Orozco. Trisha Lee goes to the Moonstars, replacing Masha Donga. Robin Yu off the Overdogs, replaced by Ruby Green. Elric Griffin, the closer, signed by the Overdogs for Bert Bergerer. Okay. A lot of roster moves. Mainly by teams cutting some players, but some teams signed some players. Alright. Looking at these. I don't really love any of these per se. Yeah, I don't really love any of these. I guess we'll just save our money. Wait for next time. Alright, set the lineup call today. Alright, Woody will lead off next game. Tense at third base. Then it's Brown up to the 2-hole and the DH role again. Ho drops to the 3 slot at the catcher position. Pitts drops to the 4 slot, locked in still, but he's first base still. Jennings to the 5-hole, he's in center. Luster will start in right over Burnside, who's still tense. He'll bat 6th. Reliable bat 7th at shortstop as we're facing a lefty, so doesn't have the power boost. Holmby bats 8 in left field, and then Salmon will bat 9th at second. Alright.